What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of that Out of Bounds Sports Talk podcast. It is June 24th, and we are in person, live and in person. No more stuttering, no more pausing in the videos, none of that. The world is opening back up. I got my haircut appointment set for Friday, and I cannot wait. What's going on with you, Ralph?
Not much, man. Like you said, we're back in the motherfucking studio. We're happy that, after 3 months, basically, we're back. We got the crispy sound again. Not dealing with our fucking Zoom calls and all that shit. But it was fun while it lasted. But, I was ready to be back. Like you said, you're getting a haircut. I already got my underground haircut few weeks ago, but I gotta go back.
The black market cut.
That's right, the black market fade, baby. But yeah, man, I'm glad things are getting better here in the tri-state area. Things are opening back up, but who fucking knows how this is gonna go, because all the other states that open back up now, they're fucked basically, at like Texas and Florida. They're starting to look like the next New York, New Jersey's, and New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut just basically issued that same ban on everyone.
Yes,
when they were banning us.
Yep.
They were like, don't come to our states.
Yep.
It don't matter if you got a summer house or da-da-da. Stay the fuck over there. And now we're doing the same thing to yo bitch asses. If you're coming from Florida or, all these hot spots, yo ass got to quarantine in the hotel for 2 weeks before you do anything. Everything is turning around for us, but hopefully it stays that way. But like you said, we back, baby.
Yes, sir. So first thing on the agenda today is this was in the news everywhere. I actually saw it on CNN and everything. There was a noose found. Well, what they thought to be a noose was found in Bubba Wallace's garage, the NASCAR driver. And it turns out it was like just the way they tied something in the garage, and it was always like that. And, supposedly Bubba Wallace didn't know about this. I don't know if you saw his CNN interview. Did you watch that?
Yeah, with Don Lemon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, where basically he's explaining, that he was told that the noose was there. He didn't actually bring it to NASCAR. But now, it turns out it wasn't a noose. And I actually saw it was a funny picture. It was like, the 4-part picture where they turned into somebody and they turned him into like Jesse Smollett. And it was pretty funny. But, regardless of that, we did have the Confederate flag fly over at NASCAR at Talladega. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. But how you feel about this whole Bubba Wallace situation? And, NASCAR is behind him 100%.
Yeah, I think NASCAR needs to be. He's the only black full-time driver in NASCAR. I saw the video of the noose. It's not a great video, but it definitely looks like a noose to me. Now, I understand that, they're saying the FBI came investigated, saying that it was there since October, yada, yada, yada. I don't know how NASCAR works. Like, if back in October, whoever was prepping the garages knew Bubba Wallace was going to use that garage and was like, oh, let me do this shit and to fuck with him or whatever. So I don't know if that's the case or whatnot, or if it was malicious. But when you think about NASCAR and this being that it was in Alabama, you're like, all right, it could be a coincidence, but this is the fucking place this would happen. In Talladega, Alabama, it seems like exactly what people would do down there. And we know that. We see it literally every fucking day. So I'm not saying, if it was placed there on purpose or not, because the FBI didn't come to that conclusion. But to me, it looked like a noose. And according to one of the team members on Bubba Wallace's team, whose name is David Crops, supposedly he went along and looked at all the other garage pull-down ropes, and none of them looked like that. That was the only one. So it has to be a real big coincidence for that to be the only one out of all the garages, and it's for the one black driver in NASCAR. Seems fucking a little bit crazy to me. And then, like you said, they fucking flew the Confederate flag over the stadium. Whoever that fucking loser was. Imagine fucking planning your day to do that. Like,
Yo, for real, yeah. You plan to do that. You got the flag. You got the letters to say defund NASCAR. You fueled up your little fucking plane and flew the shit over Talladega. Okay?
Yeah, like you told your wife you were on a mission that day and you were gonna fucking show them. Like, no, motherfucker, you had to bring a whole goddamn plane to wave your flag because you can't do it. When NASCAR is in town on the grounds. So, yeah, you're just a dumbass. You wasted your time. You didn't prove anything. No one's defunding NASCAR, and they're not going to allow the flag back just because you showed that you were fucking passionate about it and whatever else.
Yeah, it changed absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it did nothing. But, like I said, Bubba Wallace, it looked like a fucking noose to me. I don't know how to tie a noose. I didn't go to fucking the Boy Scouts and get sexually molested. So I don't know how to tie a noose, but I don't know how much effort it comes into tying it, and if it made sense to do that for that garage, who fucking knows. I've been in several different types of garages, whether, my brother's a mechanic. I've been in a lot of those type of garages, regular house garages, warehouse that has those pull down doors and they have those ropes or straps. I never seen a strap or a rope look like a fucking noose, so who knows. Bubba Wallace has been racing for a big part of his life. He said he's never seen one like that, so who fucking knows what it was. But everyone that's like, you see, I told you, don't jump to conclusions. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. It's like, I was talking to some friends earlier. It's like if some Nazi shit happened in Germany. You would be like, you would think it was malicious because that's where fucking went down.
Yeah, well, it's kind of shaped like a swastika, but I think all the other houses got that on there too. Like, nah, it's. I'm with you. It's too much of a fucking coincidence for this to happen in his garage. And like you said, we got them pull down doors at work. Like, the fucking.
Yeah.
They're not even tied. They're like hooked onto like some things so they don't fly up, but they're not fucking tied.
Yeah, word.
So
same at the place I work at, in the back of the warehouse where the guys work at. All those bay doors, nothing looks like a noose. So I don't fucking know what this exactly was, but thankfully it doesn't seem like it was targeted to him. Hopefully that's the case. But like I said, it's Alabama, so I don't fucking trust it fully. I'm not just going to be like, oh yeah, no fucking suspicious activity here. No, this is the fucking prime time place for this bullshit to happen.
100%, man. But moving on, getting away from NASCAR, we got Vanessa Bryant has been in the news a little bit. And this story, you were talking to me about this story earlier. You want to take the lead on this one?
Yeah, so Vanessa Bryant is pushing for the Kobe and Gianna Bryant Helicopter Safety Act, which is a bill that she's pushing to pass. It was introduced to lawmakers last Thursday. And basically what it is, it would require helicopters that carry 6 or more people to contain important safety equipment, including the terrain awareness and warning system, a flight data recorder, and a cockpit voice recorder. So, it's good shit. Like, I understand it definitely was, a huge tragedy. That shit hit us right out the gate.
Yeah,
into
crazy.
2020. No one could fucking believe it. And this is before, coronavirus was even hitting us like it was. So that was the first, like, oh my God, 2020 is off to some bullshit type of moment. So I definitely, respect her for trying to get things changed and potentially saving, other lives in the future. I definitely think it's a great thing. Hopefully it does get passed and we hold these helicopter companies to, some higher safety codes. Because, a lot of people use these shits when they go fucking, you could go in one in New York to look around the city and shit.
Yeah, just to see the skyline and shit.
I never been in it. Have you?
Hell no.
Yeah, I think it's just like helicopters just like too open for me.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's I don't know about that. Plus, you're flying around all in big ass buildings, and it's like helicopter after helicopter. It's not like, all right, we're gonna go land, and then the next one will take off. Them motherfuckers are,
Yeah, man. I need like that airplane door. Like this shit is sealed.
Yeah.
We are not opening it till we land, and the only way you're getting out is if we fucking crash. Like basically that's it. Helicopters, like, you can open the door if you like.
Yeah.
Like you want a better picture, you can look. Like, nah, dog.
Too flimsy for me. I ain't fucking with it.
Yeah, and I've heard that too. Like it just you just feel it fucking shaking and everything vibrating, and you're hearing all like the fucking parts moving like a fucking New Jersey Transit bus. Like it's fucking crazy. So I wouldn't fuck with it. But another thing that Vanessa Bryant is trying to push for the helicopter industry is for them to consider renaming the black box to the Mamba 8 box in honor of the 3 young Mamba team players, the 2 Mamba coaches, and the 3 Mamba parents aboard, equaling 8. So she's trying to push for that too. Now, I recognize it was a great tragedy, especially for her. This is her family. It's a great tragedy for us, and we never even met Kobe. So I could imagine what she went through and what she's going through still to this day. But that I'm like, all right, then you're kind of pushing it. It's just known as the black box, just all around. I get, Kobe was everything to you, but the world's bigger than Kobe. It just could be named the black box. It's not bothering anyone. I don't see why she would push for that. I don't know. What do you think about that part of it?
I'm with you. Keep it it's the black box. That's what we know it as. That's what it is. That's what it's always been. Like I said, when we were talking off air and you said, she's looking to change the name. I thought it was like in the climate of this whole racial thing, she was trying to get it like, not the black box, but yeah, I don't see it. And Mamba 8 box doesn't even really sound good. Like if you could come up with a better name, then all right, I might fuck with it, but maybe the Black Mamba box. How about that? Like I'll fuck with that one, but Mamba 8 box, I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like when it's like a serious situation, like an airplane crashing or a helicopter crashing, and then you're asking where the Mamba 8 box is, it just sounds like it's not a serious thing. Like it sounds like a new system competing with Xbox and PlayStation. I got the Mamba 8 box. That shit is fire. That shit's in 8K. I have no idea, like I said, I feel her. I don't know what she's going through. Of course, she's devastated and she's trying to get a lot of things changed in the helicopter industry. But yeah, I'm like, leave that one alone. Just push for the safety protocols for that to go through, and hopefully it does. And, going on a helicopter is safer than ever because of this and Vanessa Bryant. So we'll see what happens with that. But once again, R.I.P. Kobe, Gianna, and everyone involved in the accident.
Yes, sir. Now, leading into the NBA, we got, I guess they're set to start July, like late July.
Yeah, I think the 30th is the official day.
Yeah. So, with that being said, we have 4 players already. We still got a month to go, and these 4 players are already saying they're not participating. And that's Trevor Ariza, Avery Bradley, DeMarcus Cousins, and dude from the Wizards, Davis Bertans, the Latvian basketball player. So I definitely see more players doing this, concerned for their safety instead of, I'm going to give everything to the season, whatever. I know Jared Dudley had made a comment too. I don't know if you saw that, where he was talking about like it's all 2 weeks is enough time to be in basketball shape and run 5-on-5s. And
well, of course he's gonna say his ass is old.
yeah, I'm like in the back of my head too. I'm like, you ain't getting no fucking minutes anyway. It's playoff time. You're not in LeBron's rotation. I'm sorry. All right, they're already talking about bringing J.R. Smith back to fill Bradley's spot. So chill out. You're like eighth coming off the bench.
And yeah, he's fucking our age, so that tells you that we're old too. And yeah, I would probably want like fucking 4 months to get back in shape. Especially, a lot of guys probably slacked off when it just looked like everything was up in the air.
Of course.
Like, what's gonna fucking happen? Everybody was shook, not going anywhere if you don't have a home gym, so who knows?
And that's the amazing part too, is like some of these basketball players didn't have a basketball hoop at their house. This is what you do. Like, what the fuck? So it's you gotta have that at your house, but so yeah, I could definitely see more players dropping out. Oh, but to the Jared Dudley thing, Patrick Beverly is all for it. He's like, nah, fuck what you're talking about. Check up. You know what I'm saying? Like along the lines of, let's go, we're ready. Who do you think is the first superstar that's going to drop out? Me personally, since he fucking rests all the time anyway, I'm saying Kawhi Leonard's going to be the first one to be like, look, I ain't playing. It's load management. If anybody, who do you think is going to be the first superstar to drop out of this playoff picture?
I don't know. That's fucking hard to say. Obviously, the most apparent one is Kyrie, but he was like hurt already, right?
Yeah, he wasn't even coming back. He's done for the season anyway.
Yeah,
that's why he was talking that shit. Like, oh, we shouldn't play. Yeah, motherfucker, you ain't playing anyway. And without KD, you ain't competing for a championship. So,
yeah, I don't know, because the only other guy I could think of is Karl Anthony Towns, but they're not even going, right?
Nah, I don't think so.
Because I could see how he, because obviously his mother passed away from coronavirus.
Yeah, he's closely affected by that shit.
Yeah, I don't fucking really have an answer for you. Like you said, I could see Kawhi just because, just his fucking past.
So it's unanimous. Kawhi's fucking.
Yeah, I could Kawhi.
Definitely see that shit, bro.
It'd be like, nah, like I just want a ring. Like I'm chilling. I ain't gonna risk fucking, getting sick over this. A little bit of time. I could definitely see him do that. I don't know anyone else. The only other person I would, of course, not anymore, but I could have seen like somebody at the level of a LeBron, because if they accomplished so much already. So it's like, oh, I could sit out this little bit of time, just enjoy my summer, and I'll be back next year. But obviously that's not the case with LeBron. He's one of the biggest voices saying, let's get this shit rocking. So yeah, I guess I'll just have to side with you on the Kawhi Leonard. I could see him pulling that and just being like, yeah, man, like fuck it.
Yeah, I'm out. I sat out fucking 2 years ago because you lied to me about my hamstring. And this is much more serious, and you're lying about the coronavirus too, so I'm out.
But let me just look at the list again of what teams are going, because I forgot exactly everyone that is going anyway. So we got the Bucks, the Lakers, Raptors, Clippers, Celtics, Nuggets. Well, I could see Jokic possibly.
So I can see Jokic not allowed back in the country for a little while.
Yeah, which we're gonna touch on. Let's see who else. Yeah, superstar. I don't know. I know Larry Nance Jr. He came out because he has a disease. I forgot exactly which one it is, but it makes him, if he catches coronavirus, it makes it more dangerous for him, to actually fucking survive it. But, these guys are in good shape, so who fucking knows? But no one knows anything about coronavirus. It kills fucking anybody and everyone, so you never know how it's going to affect you. Okay, I got possibly one. I could see maybe Bradley Beal sitting out, basically saying fuck you to the NBA for snubbing him this past
Oh,
year.
I'm not an all-star? All right, motherfucker, I ain't a playoff player neither. So,
Yeah, exactly. You guys don't fucking, give me my shine, so fuck out of here. I'll sit out and I'll go on vacation and, enjoy my time. Fuck this little league thing. But I could possibly see that. But anybody else, no one else really comes to mind.
well, we know like the main two, and LeBron and Giannis are definitely trying to play.
Yeah.
LeBron just saw this fucking Jordan documentary. He's like, nah, I need more. And Giannis is looking at it like, yo, this might be my best chance to win one.
Yeah,
With the way they've been playing. So
exactly. If you talk about other stars like Harden, they have a good shot, especially with this, this weird time. They could fucking, catch up on people and, win this year. Yeah, I don't see anybody else, actually sitting out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, like you said, more and more names are coming out every day, and some of those guys, it makes sense. Like DeMarcus Cousins, he was hurt, so he's like still rehabbing. The guy from the Wizards, Bertans, he tore his ACL twice before, and he's coming into a free agency. Okay. And he's coming off his best year ever with the Wizards. So somebody's going to pay him some big money. So, that obviously makes sense. I saw Ariza was something with splitting time with his child, and he's going through like a custody battle, and he needs to take care of that, which, you could understand, especially, he's won a championship before, and he's an older guy, so it makes sense for him. And Avery Bradley, it was about his family as well. I'm not sure if it was like a situation like Ariza's, but it was something along the likes of, he wants to spend, time with his family, which you can't hate on for a guy. So, those made sense, but who knows if someone's just going to be like, nah, like I'm single, I'm a good player, and fuck it, I don't want to play. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Time will tell. We still got like a month left before they pick the season back up. So, I mean, we'll, like I said, we'll see. But on to the Nikola Jokic testing positive for coronavirus in Serbia, which seems to me like when all this started, his plan was like, fuck that, I'm going to go lay low in Serbia. This shit ain't coming nowhere near me, and now the motherfucker got it, and it's like, he got a month left, so, he should be done within like 2 weeks. He should get over it type thing. Do you think this is going to affect him as far as his play? Because, they say it has a lot to do with the lungs and everything. So, for a professional athlete, I would think that's, kind of serious, especially a basketball player running up and down the fucking court. How do you feel about it?
Yeah. Yeah, what you were saying, like he said he was going to go to Serbia and, lay low or whatever the case is. But it's like, he went to Serbia, that's closer to China.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? So that doesn't really make sense. But I guess, way less travelers going through Serbia, than Denver or, where he was. I don't know if he lives anywhere else in the U.S., but now, do I think it's going to affect him? I think this whole layoff is going to affect everyone. It's, like they always say, athletes are creatures of habit, and this is not the year for that. This is the year everything has been turned upside down, and I think that's going to fuck with a lot of people. It's going to test, how in shape they are, their cardio, and then you're battling this virus on top of that. And I showed you the picture earlier. The picture went viral where he was seen in a gym and he looked like he lost fucking 75 pounds in the matter of 3 months. So I don't know if maybe, he's had coronavirus for a while and it's been affecting him and he's been losing weight because of it, or he was just planning to lose weight anyway. So who knows? But I definitely think, considering all those aspects, the weight loss, the sickness, the layoff, I think it'll definitely affect him in some way or another. But hopefully, he gets over it. And, like most of these athletes who have come in contact with COVID-19, a lot of these guys have gotten over it, because they're in good shape, they're in good health. And, I don't know if he has anything going on with him otherwise, but, I wish him the best. And hopefully, yeah, he does get over this shit.
Yeah, the picture you showed me was crazy. Like, I swear to God, I was looking at Kristaps Porzingis when you showed it to me. And, and like I said, that was definitely one of the things that he needed to do was, drop some weight. It could only help. Honestly, you're running and jumping all fucking game. So, obviously, the slimmer you are, the less prone you are to injuries, all that stuff. So, I mean, hopefully he gets over it and we can see him play because Denver's a good team.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
They're definitely not a pushover kind of team where you're just going to run through them in the playoffs. So I definitely would like to see them at full health, and, the Western Conference should be exciting.
Yeah, he was already a big man that could fucking move around, great passing, and that was him, with the weight. So, yeah, like you said, this can only help him, less pressure on his joints, on his knees. That's a big thing for big guys always, why they don't last as long as like a smaller player, because it's just so much pressure and abuse, all that weight just landing on those ankles and the knees over and over again. So, yeah, I think, in terms of that, it definitely should help him.
All right, well, moving on, we got the NFL, who's also prepping for their upcoming season. And Jamal Adams is back in the news with more trade talks. And I feel like this one kind of seems like certain that he's fucking out of here. I don't know what the situation is with him and the Jets organization, but this has been news since, last season, like early last season. So with that being said, I have a list. Adam Schefter put up a list of potential, supposedly he listed like 7 teams that he would welcome a trade to. And that being the Ravens, the Cowboys, the Texans, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the 49ers, and the Seahawks. Me being a Cowboy fan, I will welcome him with open fucking arms, especially since we might end up having coaches play our fucking secondary this year. So, I mean, hopefully the trade does happen. Hopefully we can land him. What do you think about it, and where do you think he's likely to go?
Well, this is the reason why the Jets are a shitty team. They fucking, they don't always hit on their draft picks, and they hit on this Jamal Adams pick, which I'm not the biggest fan of Jamal Adams, but I understand he is a good player. And he actually sacks the quarterback a lot for someone in the secondary. To me, he just doesn't get too many interceptions or splash plays. And if you're a free safety, I feel like that's what you need to do. I feel like, the strong safety should be the one sacking the quarterback. That's usually the guy in the box, blitzing, playing the run. But, of course, he's still a great player. But yeah, like I said, this is why the Jets suck. When they get it right and they draft a guy high and it works out, they find a way to fuck it up. And that's what they're doing now. Jamal Adams is obviously unhappy. They're not really talking contract with him, which is fucking crazy. It's just insane. Like, maybe the Jets could be turning a corner, soon. With the additions they have made in the past, if Sam Darnold steps up, Le'Veon Bell bounces back, if they have a, C.J. Mosley for a whole season, and then you have somebody like Jamal Adams in the secondary. But obviously the Jets don't know what they're doing, and Adam Gase doesn't know what he's doing because a report just came out today. The Daily News said that Adam Gase is a major factor why Adams has felt uncomfortable with his long-term future with the team, and that's why he requested a trade. And anyone that plays for Adam Gase, I'm like, I feel you, because the guy obviously doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Hire you this offensive guru, and your team is dead last in offense. Like, what?
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
That's my whole thing with this is like, all right, so Jamal Adams and Le'Veon Bell probably your best player on the defensive side and best player on the offensive side are both having issues with the coach. The coach is not trying to fix them. He already came out last year and said, I don't know how to fit Le'Veon Bell into my offense. Literally any fucking play. Any play you run, you could fit him in somewhere. So when is it time to say bye to fucking Adam Gase? You have these two talented players. Le'Veon Bell's still fairly young. Jamal Adams is young. So it's like, get rid of fucking Adam Gase. Get a coach in there that can, work with both of these guys and build from there. And obviously he's not a fucking offensive guru because, like you said, they're dead last in offense, and he literally came out and said, I don't know how to fit Le'Veon Bell into my offense. I could draw up an offense that I could fit Le'Veon Bell in. And I'm not a fucking football-minded guy. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I do.
Yeah, it's insane. So, yeah, Adam Gase obviously is incompetent, and he's fucking ruining the organization long-term as well and presently. And, their best player on defense, like you said, is, requesting a trade. Now, out of those teams that you did name, I feel like the Seahawks and the Cowboys will be the ones willing to take him. I feel like with the Ravens, they have Earl Thomas. They just got him. I don't think they're willing to trade a first or second round pick, and they're pretty stacked anyway. The Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. They have Tyrann Mathieu. I don't see that fucking happening. Texans basically have traded away everything already. So I don't think Bill O'Brien will pull another trade when he already did the DeAndre Hopkins trade, the fucking Laramie Tunsil trade, the Kenny Stills trade, the David Johnson. So I feel like they've just made way too many fucking moves. And then you also have to remember, whoever trades from them, you're going to have to pay him.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what he wants with the Jets. He wants to go to somewhere to win, and then you're gonna have to re-up on him. It doesn't make sense to fucking trade a first, second round pick for him and then have him for 1 year and just let him walk. Makes no sense. So I definitely see, like you said, your Cowboys have been looking for a safety for a while. They've been rumored to Jamal Adams before, in the draft and even before that. And the Seahawks, ever since Legion of Boom was dismantled, I feel like they've been, trying to plug guys in and, get some success and, get a solid secondary going. And Jamal Adams will definitely help that happen if they do go with the trade. Either way, he's a good player, so whoever's going to get him, definitely gets an upgrade at that position. But yeah, I'll go with Seahawks or Cowboys. Who do you think will go after him?
I definitely see the Cowboys. Like you said, the Chiefs just won the Super Bowl, and they ain't trying to build that fucking defense anyway. They got Pat Mahomes. They don't give a fuck what the other team does. They're like, we could put up 63 points a game if we want.
Yeah, just Tyreek Hill run very fucking fast, and I'll throw it very fucking far.
That's it. By the way, have you seen a recent picture of Tyreek Hill?
I saw like this workout video where they said he's like only 1% body fat or something now.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Watching it. Yeah,
that shit is nuts, bro. If this motherfucker gets leaner and faster, I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know what the fucking NFL got in store for this guy.
Have to play fucking 25 yards back.
Yeah,
that's press on him.
The prevent defense all game. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But so yeah, the Cowboys. I could see the Seahawks. I could even see the Eagles, making a move and trying to get him. But like you said, a few years down the line, you're right. You are gonna have to pay him. Not even a few years. What, like 1 or 2 maybe?
I think he's coming into. I believe he's coming in. No, I think he has 2 years left because he was a first round pick. Yeah, he's played 3 years so far: 17, 18, 19.
Yeah.
So yeah,
right,
2 years.
So if it's the Cowboys, then you got to win now with him, because I don't know where the fuck you're coming up with this money. You just paid Zeke, you just paid Amari Cooper, you got to pay Dak, to pay Jamal Adams. Also, I don't know how they're gonna swing that unless we have no other teammates for them guys.
Yeah, that's not the situation you want to be in.
Yeah, ref, we're gonna play with 4 offensive linemen. We're good. We're all right. But Yeah, so I can see them 3 teams definitely making a move for him.
Well, the Eagles, I'll say I don't see the Eagles because they just traded for Darius Slay. So even though he's a corner, but I believe they gave up a first-round pick for him. So I feel like they're not going to do it again. And I don't think the Eagles are, in a win-now mode. We have to see if Carson Wentz could fucking stay healthy for more than 24 hours. And actually, no, he was traded for a 3rd and 5th round pick. I thought it was a first-round pick. But they also signed him to a new deal as well. So who knows? That's why I don't see them doing it. But, you never fucking know. Shit happens all the time. You're like, what?
No, I was going to say, look at we were just talking about Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
And I feel like every move he made for the last 2 years, I'm like, what? What the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
So, I mean, we'll see what happens with Jamal Adams. His future is definitely looking non-existent in New York.
Oh, did you see that video of that fan who was like, come to the Cowboys?
Yeah. He said, I'm trying, bro. And I was like, I'm talking to the phone like, try harder, motherfucker.
Yeah, word. That was pretty cool, though, that he actually, responded.
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens with him. We also have, the Ravens and Seahawks interested in another player in Antonio Brown.
Mr. Big Chest.
Who's actually been quiet. We haven't heard nothing crazy. He hasn't been filming cops out of his house, dragging his baby moms across the lawn, none of that. So, and he's been working out with Lamar Jackson recently. I don't know if you saw those videos.
I didn't see that, but I've seen that he's been fucking with Deion Sanders and Deion has been mentoring him and trying to get him right again. So I have seen that. So we'll see if that's actually working or not. Primetime came out and vouched for him and was like, "Watch, this is gonna be an epic comeback." So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we definitely will. But yeah. So he's been working out with Lamar Jackson. And, I didn't know the Seahawks had interest in him. I heard, a couple months ago, the Ravens might think about it because he was working out with him. Do you think Antonio Brown is mentally ready for an NFL comeback, especially if he goes to a team and doesn't get the ball the way he feels he should be?
I think he's ready to come back. He missed all of last year. After all the fucking controversy and everything, his life was already fucking crazy before 2020. It was a fucking movie. It was a reality show. And then 2020 hits and, it's even fucking crazier. The world's crazy. I feel like he was like, whoa, this is a fucking lot. Let me step back. I'm fucking up. Especially if you're living in 2020 and you have nothing going on. This shit could probably make you fucking crazy on its own. All the uncertainty and, all that shit. But his only, you said he's been working out with Lamar Jackson, but he also has another connection with the Ravens. His cousin is Hollywood Brown.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know they were related.
Yeah, so Hollywood Brown, who's a rookie last year, first-round pick receiver, that's his cousin. So I could see, Hollywood Brown's talking to the Ravens saying, listen, bring my cousin. You know how good he is. He's already, played his whole career in this division. He knows what it takes to win in this division. He would love to fucking beat the Steelers twice a year.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah, he would.
His
love
numbers
to do
would
that.
be crazy against the Steelers, I feel like.
Yeah, so I definitely think that, it can work out. The only reason why I'm hesitant on the Ravens is because his cousin is there. And he's a young guy. This is a guy that, you want to groom and, make them a good guy for the locker room and make him, a player that the young receivers look up to and can learn from. But if your big cousin is there, who's been a fucking all-pro and has done this way longer than you, you're going to listen to him. And if Antonio Brown goes crazy again, it has the potential of influencing Hollywood Brown to do some bullshit with him, So who fucking knows how that would go? So I would think the better fit would be in Seattle. You have Russell Wilson. the nicest fucking man, Mr. Rogers, basically. And then you have DK Metcalf on the other side, who was a rookie last year as well, who's coming on. He's looking good. And DK Metcalf could whoop Antonio Brown's ass because he's so fucking diesel. So he wouldn't play that shit with him. And, it's Russell Wilson's team.
Yeah.
And another thing with the Ravens, I forgot to say, they're a run-heavy offense. Very run-heavy. Their number one receiver is the tight end, Mark Andrews. And it's like, is Antonio Brown going to blow up when he's not getting fucking 10 targets a game because they're running 40 times? That could be another potential problem where Antonio Brown's like, what the fuck? Ben Roethlisberger threw it to me fucking 20 times a game, and now I'm getting like fucking 5 targets here.
Yeah. That was one of my main things too was and Lamar Jackson, as good as he does still have a little bit of accuracy problems. So even if he's overthrowing Antonio Brown or misses him on a couple open throws, what's going to be said in the huddle? You know what I mean? Where, like you said, Russell Wilson's more grown. He's more of a leader right now than Lamar Jackson is. So, he might not stand for that shit. Where, Lamar Jackson might feel a little bit forced, like, all right, let me try to get this guy the ball again, make a critical fucking mistake. The same thing with fucking Dak and Dez Bryant. You know what I mean? When, Dak, every time he tried to force it to Dez Bryant, it didn't fucking work. So, I mean, we'll see. I definitely think Seattle would be the better fit for him. And you got Pete Carroll out there who is known as a player's coach. So, he might be able to guide him a little bit and, relate to him on, other levels that, where other coaches are like, look, we ain't fucking with you. Get out of my office kind of thing, where, I feel like Pete Carroll will have a more open door policy for him, and keep him on a, care about him more, basically.
Yeah, I definitely see that as well. And, Seattle has won before.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, they won a Super Bowl. They've been in 2 Super Bowls not too long ago.
Should have won 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Pete Carroll, has that success. So obviously what he preaches and what he teaches works. And, yeah, everyone knows Russell Wilson's one of the best in the game, where Ravens have won recently as well, but it was a completely different team. Lamar Jackson wasn't there. And the Ravens, the last 2 times they've been in the playoffs, they lost the first game. They lost to the Chargers the year before, and then last year they got upset by the Titans at home. So, they haven't had that success yet, even though they had a, great year, regular season last year, but it didn't translate into playoff success. And, obviously that's what Antonio Brown's looking for at this point in his career. He's not fucking a young pup. He wants to come into a team, that's ready to win, that he could contribute to. So we'll see if he could keep his act together. We'll see what happens going forward.
All right. Moving on to college football. We got UCL players are hesitant to return, to their everyday football activities, and they want a third-party health official for COVID-19 concerns. Me personally, I think this is very smart of the UCLA players to ask, of their college, their organization. Me personally, I feel like third-party, medical people should be involved in everything, whether it be concussion protocol or, the guy twists his ankle and they make sure, it's not more serious than it is. Because I feel like all these team doctors are just like, here, take this shot and get back in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's shady shit sometimes, especially with concussions, and that's nothing to play with. So I definitely feel them. I definitely agree with them. I would love to see a third-party medical team, like I said, in general, on the field, in the concussion tent, all that stuff. How you feel about it?
Yeah, man. It was said that, around 30 players came together and they basically said, like, yeah, UCLA, we don't fucking trust you. We don't think that you have our best interest, around this whole coronavirus thing. You guys just want us to come back and fucking play really well and bring in millions of dollars. Like, you don't give a fuck who gets sick. And I feel like that's true with a lot of things, We saw fucking not even just sports, Amazon. We saw Amazon catch shit over this. Whole Foods, A bunch of companies where guys and employees were getting sick, and they're just like, no, it's all good. It's all good. Just keep working. Like, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. It's like, no, the motherfucker just died. What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, no, he's unconscious on the floor. We need to get somebody.
Yeah, and Amazon even came out with a commercial of like an employee like, oh, everything at Amazon's great. They have so many safety protections and things like that. So obviously it's affected a lot of people, and it's affecting college sports as well and pro sports. And not only do they want the third party health official, supervising all that stuff, making sure protocols are being followed. They also want anonymous whistleblower protections for players and staff to report violations. So if someone, sees some weird shit going on, where guys fucking coughing all over the place, they could reach out and say, hey, we need to get this shit fixed. And, they're not going to get kicked off the team or anything. Also, scholarship protection for those, that decide they don't want to come back, and they'll still have their scholarship in place for next year. So it's a bunch of shit. And yeah, I think it's smart, and to me, it's crazy. Like a team, a school like UCLA, who fucking obviously makes millions of dollars, very prominent school in college athletics, that the players don't trust the school and have to come out and be like, listen, fucking treat us well. Like, it's fucking crazy that the kids have to come together and come out and tell the school this. And that shows you that, yeah, like we touched on before, these colleges don't really give a fuck. You're just a fucking player, and you're there to, do what they say and hopefully bring success. And if you're not, they really don't give a fuck about you. They don't really care if you catch COVID or whatever. And, it's not only UCLA. Texas is doing something similar, especially with the racial things that are going on. And a lot of college players have been catching coronavirus. So I feel them. It's something that's necessary. And, yeah, they're basically just, watching their ass. They deserve that treatment. And, the quarterback, however, came out, and he basically wanted Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He wanted to make it clear that it wasn't that they don't trust Chip Kelly. And then that a majority of the players that talked about these demands, but only a handful were willing to have their names publicly written. Because they try, how the fucking media does. I guess the media was trying to make it seem like, oh, they don't fuck with Chip Kelly like that, and that could fucking ruin the team.
Of course.
He wanted to come out and say that. But yeah, I think it's a great thing. Hopefully, other teams and companies and see this shit and take it more serious and protect their employees. Though that's your biggest asset. You're not bringing in those millions of dollars if those people aren't filling up those Amazon boxes and delivering them. And it goes with athletics as well. If you don't have those fucking players, who the fuck are you coaching? Who's winning anything? So hopefully more teams take notice and, follow this shit and take this shit serious, because obviously it's fucking serious. Over 120,000 people died in fucking, like 4 or 5 months. So how the fuck is it not serious? I don't understand how people are still not getting it, and they just think they know more than a scientist. When I wouldn't even ask them if I could drink a fucking shot of tequila after taking Tylenol. Who the fuck are you? So who knows? We'll see how it all pans out. But yeah, these kids, what is it, Gen Z? Gen Z is not fucking playing.
They aren't, bro. And I like it because, now I think we are going to move into an age of, we talked about a couple episodes ago with Mikey Williams, where he was like, I might go to HBCU. Yeah. And these guys like, look, we want a third party in here. NBA players like, look, I don't feel comfortable going to Orlando. I'm not going. Hopefully these kids realize, especially the college kids, that this shit don't work without you. I understand that, you might not get to the next level or whatever the case is, but if you threaten to fuck somebody's money up, I guarantee that organization changes. Especially something like college sports, where they're, like we talked about in the past, March Madness makes billions with a B. So imagine, players boycotted the tournament because of everything that was going on just now. You know what I mean? We would see change, especially in those fucking colleges. And, if players are tired of not getting paid, sit out. I guarantee you shit changes. So I'm glad to see the younger generation realizing this, and not, quote unquote, selling their soul for, their next step or themselves. So yeah, let's listen. Like I said, I agree with the third party. So let's get more colleges on board and let's keep it fucking going.
Yes, sir. Yeah, like I said, shout out to Gen Z. Hopefully, a lot of positive changes are, going to happen from all this. We're millennials. A lot of people fucking hate us.
Oh, both generations.
Yeah, so it seems like us and the previous generations, we kind of just accepted things like, that's the way it is. Like, just don't drive through that town.
What?
Because they're not going to fuck with you. They're going to pull you over. And Gen Z's like, no, I'm going to fucking drive there, get my Chipotle, and tell a cop to suck my dick.
Well, that's what I think with us, it was more like we didn't know how to handle it. You know what I mean? So where we didn't just like kind of give in, we went about it the wrong way where we were like, we fuck around, punch a cop in the face, and it's like, that's not how you do it. Like that's not even the guy that harassed you last week. So
yeah, word.
But this next generation, I think the future is definitely looking a lot brighter than older people think it is. Because older people are fed up with this. They ain't trying to hear none of this shit.
Yeah, word.
But it is what it is, man. Your generation is the one that's doing this shit, and somebody got to change it.
Yeah, they made it the normalcy, and we're here to fucking change it and not make it normal, and point out when shit in society's fucked up, and obviously a lot of us have been through it, and we see it on a daily basis. People that are still denying it, you're fucking delusional. Go fuck off.
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, they're fucking morons. But anyway, I think that's it for the show, right?
Well, real quick, obviously there's not going to be much to talk about, but the MLB season is also coming back. They finally agreed on July 29th or 30th. They're going to open up the season. They should be in training camp, I think, July 1st. So all you baseball fans out there, you got your baseball season. Well, about half of it.
Yeah.
And, hope everybody enjoys the sports that are coming back.
Yeah, here it goes, though, real quick. July is basically like everything. MLS is coming back July 8th. They're going to have a tournament that begins then. NHL training camp opens July 10th. MLB opening day is the 23rd and the 24th. NBA season July 30th. WNBA just says late July. And then, as always, NFL training camp's late July. So, yeah, July looks like a fucking great month to look forward to. And, hopefully things don't really change and this shit actually happens because who fucking knows, but I'm praying it does.
Yeah, especially with all the states opening up. But, whatever, we're getting sports back. We're in person. We finally get to fucking... do this right and, just follow the Out of Bounds Podcast Instagram. Check us out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, all the good stuff. And just everybody out there, stay safe.
Yeah, we'll be back next week, back in the studio, and we'll see you motherfuckers then. Till then, we out.